nampenda yule walinifadhaisha, lakini kila wasaa napata nikimwaza, ningeyapuuza maneno tungeishi kwa raha. Miezi ni kadhaa nami nalia, nimemrudia, lakini na tatizo mtamwelezaje eti bila yeye naugua, mtamwilishaje kuwa roho yangu yaumia, mtamwambiaje kuwa mimi najuta kukosana naye, kutengana naye, kuachana naye. Oh, mimi najuta kukosana naye, kutengana naye, kuachana naye. Oh, mimi najuta. Naye anipendaye na anifae, lakini atafanyaje? Halingani nawe, naomba msamaha kwa kukukosea. Wengi watasema usiku watalala. Mtamwambiaje eti kuwa mimi nampenda? Mtamwelezaje eti bila yeye naugua? Mtamwilishaje kuwa roho yangu yaumia? Mtamwambiaje kuwa mimi najuta kukosana naye, kutengana naye, kuachana naye. Oh, mimi najuta kukosana naye, kutengana naye, kuachana naye. Oh, mimi najuta.
Hey, check this out.
What up?
This what they've been asking for, right? Sanaipe?
Yeah.
OG? Alright, let's go. Girl, if you know you got it all, then tell me why you want it all.
Cause I can.
Tell me why you want it all.
Cause I can.
Talk to me.
Nitazame tosi hadito, mali ni safi ngozi nyororo, zangu za designer Christian Dior. I can't afford it. Cha muhimu kipita choko, sinisumbwe na chini ya 12 years mature. Sipigi order na classy no more. I can't afford it. Uja lazimishwa vile tuwe ulinipata hapa, ukaomba kuwa wangu my lover. Sasa vipi wataka nishusha kiwango, kiwango. Bidii yangu, mali yangu, nimeitiririshia jasho hivi, tiri, hivi, tiri, hivi, tiri. Nimeitiririshia jasho hivi, tiri, hivi, tiri, hivi, tiri. Sinipimie wabishana, bei ya nywele na kodi za toshana. Kwanto pimano, launa lako hasifai kufanana. Unaumama, fikra ni ezi za kina Dagama. Kukiumana, shika lako pia takwa salama. Uja lazimishwa kaka, vile tuwe ulinipata hapa, ukaomba kuwa wangu my lover. Sasa vipi wataka nishusha kiwango, kiwango. Bidii yangu, mali yangu, nimeitiririshia jasho hivi, tiri, hivi, tiri, hivi, tiri.
Check this out.
Sinipimie.
And it is not a guarantee. No, it ain't. Even though you independent and you paying all your bills, sinikumbushe misigara me. Why you do it? Cause you inconsiderate of our brother feels. Nakiki umana. What's up? Who you gon' call? Cause I won't be there. When msichana ebu chungana. Be careful. Hey, don't flatter yourself, cause really I don't care. Kuringa si makosa mami. But don't be thinking you are bullshit at me. Good girls wanna floss na maji. I wanna penda to chop my money. And ain't nobody hating on you. But if you wanna be my lady, then you minimize your spending habits. Asking for a lot. All these money issues, girl, they really
Don't
gotta
try
stop.
to play me, I'm a lady, not a baby. If I want it, I can get it. If you think it's too much, don't try to play me, I'm a lady, not a baby. If I want it, I can get it. If you think it's too much,
Back to back, baby, you killing the show. Worldwide is international. Switch it up on them, hitting on the low. Nobody messing with the flow. Don't stop, yeah. And you know she got a home. Worldwide is international. When you control me, control me. Oh, when you control, na na na. When you control me. Worldwide is international. Dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Another dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Another dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? If you wanna ginger, yeah. If you wanna chill with a winner, pull up on a nigga, nikuonyeshe maisha, yeah. Nitahakikisha usitofuliza. Anywhere you wanna be, baby, I'm ready to go. Sema tuanzie Paris ama twende Tokyo. When you control me, control me. Oh, when you control, na na na. When you control me. Worldwide is international. Dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Another dimension. You got me in another
nahepa kukucheki. Anipenda ye nimemwacha nyumbani, ye hajui. Baby wanichanganya, zingua maliza, mimi sijiwezi. Ni makosa baby, forbidden fruit is sweet. Naenda, mimi sitabaki. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end, yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni tabu, 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 wewe ni tabu tubu. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni tabu, 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 wewe ni tabu tubu. Acha kunishika mkono hivo. Ninahisi mengi ila ninajua kuna kikomo. Si upendo ni mchezo, uongo si tumeamini. Najaribu kumpenda niye naye, go on and let me be. Naenda, mimi sitabaki. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end, yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni tabu, 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 wewe ni tabu tubu. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni tabu, 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 wewe ni tabu tubu. Naenda, mimi sitabaki. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end, yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni tabu, 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 wewe ni tabu tubu. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni tabu, tabu.
Welcome to Icon Radio, your #1 entertainment plug, and I'm your host Wanjira Maganjo, and this is Sustainability Connect on Icon Radio, where every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon we have conversations that bring and focus on change in the country, and in terms of ES and the G, that is the environment, the social, and governance. And I'm super edition, where we are going to dive deep on something that I had for the longest time, not even for the longest time, I had not thought of until I saw the campaign, and I was like, wow, these are people that I need to have on my show, because now this talks about diversity and inclusion. And today my guests are from, is it CIRCLEG? I'm a CIRCLEG. CIRCLEG. But I wanted to ask that, yeah. So karibuni sana to Icon Radio, and I'm super glad that we're going to have this conversation today. And maybe before we actually start, maybe you can introduce yourselves and tell us, who is CIRCLEG and who are you guys at CIRCLEG? So karibuni sana, and maybe you can start with the ladies.
Okay. Thank you so much for even having us in your studios.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Magdalene Chesoli.
Mhm.
My friends call me Meg.
Mhm.
I am a woman living. I'm a woman with disability.
Mhm.
So I use a prosthetic leg on my left limb.
Mhm.
I am a storyteller. I'm
Yeah.
a fashion enthusiast. And other than that, I work at CIRCLEG as a community manager.
I love the way you just said it. I'm a fashion, and then I just saw what you're wearing, and I was like, yeah, clearly she is into fashion. You look really, really nice, and I love how you are not defined by you not having one leg. You're defining yourself as somebody who's a champion for so many other things. Karibu sana to Icon Radio, and I'm super excited to have this conversation with you. And I have seen the leg. Wacheni niwaambie Wakenya wenzangu, ushamba nilionao. You should have seen my face. I was so shocked. I was like, what? I had never in my life seen a prosthetic. So this is an honor to just see one in real life and one in action. So karibu sana, Meg, and I hope we are friends now. We are on the Meg title bit of it, yeah. So karibu sana. Karibu sana, young man.
All right. My name's John Ouma.
I don't want to call you John. The what was saying, I'm always accused. You're always introducing your guests. What should you introduce?
My name's John Ouma. John Ouma is a prosthetist by training.
Okay.
Currently working with CIRCLEG Prosthetic Limited.
Yeah.
As a sales manager. Yes, but I'm also a prosthetist by training. So a bit about CIRCLEG. CIRCLEG is a social enterprise. It is a Swiss Kenya company. So the mother company is in Switzerland, but we have office here in Kenya. And it came up with the idea of providing affordable prosthetic limbs for low and middle income countries where Kenya falls. Yes, and it delivers actually reaching out to most of the amputees in many countries, but Africa is a target since most countries in Africa form the bulk of low and middle income, but then we supply to other parts of the countries as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Other parts of the world.
Is there a reason why Kenya is it? Is just like this is a hub? We might as well start here as from now Swiss to here.
Now to answer that, when the directors came together, because this is something which started like was 5-6 years ago. They were doing their final year research in the university, and they opted to dig deep in this small. Prosthetic is such a small section of the bigger thing, and when they came to find out, they were opting to visit low and middle income countries. So they visited several African countries.
Oh, wow.
And when they came in Kenya, I think the vibrancy of the country attracted them. So they opted to set the office right here in Kenya.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you, I am so glad that we're having this conversation today, because it's been a long time since we actually got into the social impact of it, especially when it comes to diversity and inclusion. And I love what CIRCLEG is doing, because they are focusing on giving a voice and a movement to individuals like who are often left behind in the healthcare system. Unajua unaambiwa utakatwa mguu tu. Upatwi options nyingi after that. So I thank you guys for coming, because you're giving a better option, or an affordable option, if I may say. So karibuni sana. So to kick off the conversation, maybe you just said you're a storyteller, Meg.
Yes.
So maybe you can tell us, you can start with your story and tell us who Meg is and how you joined CIRCLEG and how your journey has been since you joined.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mentioned earlier that I'm a prosthetic user. I was born like this. It's congenital, basically. And so I'm one of those people who does not know how it feels like to walk on both legs.
Yeah.
But it's because of my prosthetic that I've been able, to be able to function just like any other normal human being.
Yeah.
And I would say my childhood was very different. I was a bubbly child, but by then my parents could not afford a prosthetic for me. So I was using, for a better part of my childhood life, I was using a crutch. And this is something I like saying quite a lot, is that anyone who's used crutches will tell you how cumbersome they are.
Yeah.
And I, went through life, with the crutches until now I was able to acquire my first prosthetic. And then as an adult now, I was in a journey of, self-acceptance, because really used to struggle with self-esteem issues,
Yeah,
insecurities.
I can imagine.
And, you know, people looking at me differently and thinking that I'm less of a person. And so how I got to meet CIRCLEG is there was another campaign that they were doing initially. It's called Express Your Beauty.
Okay.
And the campaign revolved around, you know, as prosthetic users or as amputees, we are not just limited to walking or mobility. There are other things that we can do. Personally, I love dancing. And so the campaign also revolved around dancing and music to just show people that you can also dance with your prosthetic leg. And that was quite an amazing, awesome campaign, I would say, because it made me...
Was this in the country?
Yes. We did it here in Kenya.
Oh, wow.
At Diamond Plaza in Parklands.
Oh, wow.
And we were 5 of us, 5 amputees. And we were all, you know, eager to just see how everything will unfold. For me, it was different because I had never at any given point in my life wore a short, you know, in public for people to see my prosthetic leg. And so the fact that I had this opportunity and I had already, you know, started embracing myself, it was really a nice feeling, you know. Like,
Ebu take us back. Hey, that story. You've already figured where you're now doing the campaign. Me, I want to know, how old were you when you had your first prosthetic?
I think I was around 13, 14 in Form 1. So remember, the whole of my primary life I was using a crutch. It's because my parents could not afford. They had tried to look for alternative ways of how, you know, my movement or my mobility can be, you know, different. And all the quotations they would get were just huge amounts that they could not afford. And so they had to make an option. Are we taking you to school or... we are buying for you a prosthetic leg? But remember, I was still growing. So that would mean every time I'm growing, whether it's every year or after a few months, they have to buy another one. And, you know, buying a prosthetic leg that cost above 300,000 for a parent who has other kids and they're really struggling, you know, to make... You know,
was there that assumption? Hiyo ni mguu tu. Was it like did you ever feel like that assumption was a better option?
No, I think for them they just wanted me to be able to walk, to move, because they saw the struggles I used to face with my crutches. Like as much as it was cumbersome, most of my clothes would get torn either around the armpits area and also my knee area, and even my armpits darkened. So it was really a lot. And it's only until when I joined Form 1 in a special school where the principal of that school talked to my mom, told her, we can help your daughter to get, you know, a prosthetic leg. We don't want to see her walking, you know, with the crutches anymore. And so that's when I acquired my first prosthetic leg.
That's amazing.
More of an artificial leg,
I mean, this is a school that has identified a need, and you're there.
Yes.
And they're like, you need to access some of these facilities.
Okay.
Easily accessible for you and for others. That's amazing. So now you got your first prosthetic at 13.
Okay.
And then this was still off. CIRCLEG was not there in the picture. So you finished Form 4, and then what next?
So even in high school, remember, after acquiring my first prosthetic, there was no process of how I was meant to navigate. You see, I was excited. I'm getting a new leg, but I never had someone to walk with me and tell me, like, this is the process. It's not like you will acquire your prosthetic leg today and then tomorrow you're walking. No, it takes, you know, a bit of time, a bit of process. And mentally, you as an individual, you need to be ready to do that. And because we were 3 girls, we, at some point, we wanted to give up because the leg was so heavy. It was too heavy. And we were trying to figure out, should we go back to what we were using previously, or should we continue using the prosthetic leg that we've been given? And we had to come to a conclusion and decide, okay, it's different, it's heavy, yes, but at least it's helping us in terms of movement. And so we decided, let's do that. And I was able to, you know, with time, once you've made up your mind and decided this is what I'm going to do, I was able to now just to walk normally. However, I would still cover my leg. I never wanted anyone to talk to me about my disability. I never wanted anyone to talk to me about my leg because I I didn't feel like I belonged. I felt like I was different. And remember my primary school, I went to a normal school. But in high school, that's when they took me to a special school.
Yeah.
I had never met anyone with disability before. And so coming to this new environment.
And then you find people who are
on wheelchairs, crutches, you know, and others are crawling. And you're like, but me, I'm just Tuki. Why are they bringing me here? And so I think my 4 years in high school was... It was a mixture of, you know, good things happening and also just me trying to embrace myself. Then once I was done with high school, I went to university, Masinde Muliro University. I did journalism and mass communication.
Oh, wow. So you're in the right space today.
Yeah. So also there, I faced a bit of discrimination, stigmatization. And I still struggled with self-esteem issues. I still struggled with insecurities. And I got an opportunity to be, you know, to have a show in the radio station that we used to have in the campus.
Yeah.
And I would never do like a morning show or even or during the day show because it was more of a work and study. I would do it at night.
I feel like you're living my life. Like you and me, we were living the same life. I also did the same exact thing while in campus.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would do an evening show and I could hear during the day people talking about Meg, you know, this show, how it is. But they really never knew who Meg was. It's because I never wanted them to know who I am. And then they would like kind of discriminate me more. And
so you felt like your leg was defining you?
Yes, yes,
oh,
yes.
Wow.
But still, I had family members, I had friends who believed in me. They pushed me and they made me understand that I'm just able differently, but I'm not less of a human being. I'm just like them. And that's where my journey of self-acceptance, you know,
began.
Began. And I started embracing myself. I remember there are two friends who used to live in Malindi, and they invited me there to just, you know, get to experience the space in Malindi and just the environment, basically. And I remember these two sisters, oh my goodness. They harassed me, they bribed me, they did all manner of things for me just to be able to show off my leg, for me to embrace who I am. But you see, I went to Malindi. The weather there is very different from the weather we have here.
That is a weather that is very... not for long dresses and long trousers.
And for me, I would wear baggy things so that my leg is not showing.
Just to hide.
Just to hide it. But they also played a very vital role in my life in just...
So is this now the period where you now met the founders, or this came a bit later?
This came a bit later. No, the two friends, this was after I just finished campus.
Oh, okay.
And then with the co-founders of CIRCLEG now, I met them when I had already graduated. I was looking for, you know, jobs. I had already gotten like an opportunity to work in a different organization. And so, that's when one of them reached out to me. A friend happened to know them, and they reached out to me and asked me, is this something that you're open to doing? Just the campaign. At first I was a bit hesitant, but again I was like, okay, why not? What am I going to do?
So your campaign was your first window with CIRCLEG?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. To do something also in public and be proud of who I am as a person. Yeah.
And wear a short.
Yes.
After leaving Malindi wearing baggy clothes. That's an amazing story. And I love the coincidences of time, because in different spheres, like these are people who are looking to do this, and then you're available, and then you meet, and then you do this. Yeah. John, when you listen to that story, I know this is a story that you've heard before. Kwanza, by the way, you said you're a prosthetist.
Yes,
Hiyo jina bado ni kisungumuti.
Tist is the person, tick is the item.
Oh, wow.
Prosthetist, the person
prosthetist.
handling the prostate.
You actually trained
yes.
on developing and creating and manufacturing this.
Exactly.
Wow. Is that a course in Kenya? Ama unasoma kwa ground?
No, Because it's available in the country. It's
Oh, wow.
under rehabilitation. So it's available, yes.
Oh.
And the KMTC has it. Yes.
Oh, wow. Forgive my ignorance.
No worries.
But I'm so glad. When you hear her story, what does it make you feel?
Her story is a replica of quite a number of stories. And hers is even better that she managed to get to the city where most people are actually when you talk of people who have lost limbs. Because a big percentage of the amputees who can get help, let me get that, who can be assisted, or rather who are normally assisted are the ones who are normally in the cities where it's open. And you find somebody is in the rural area, has never heard of prosthetic limb completely.
Yeah.
Or rather they have heard of it, but then they're even afraid to ask how much it would cost. So yes, they know they have that, but then they're not talking about it because they have it in their mind that they can't afford that. Yes, so we are coming to change the narrative.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this company was founded when? CIRCLEG.
This company will date back to around 2018 when the co-founders were still in school. So they've done development over these years. They are making a component coming to fit, seeing how that will respond over time. So it was developed for 5 years. It hit market ready for sale last year.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So all the 5
Really?
years it was in developmental stage. Yes, and finding how would you impact the life of the amputees. Yes.
So for 5 years, the product was developed.
Yeah.
And for 5 years, Meg and a few others were doing campaigns about awareness, self-acceptance, and all this. And how has that been in the last 1 year? Have you managed to sell more? Are people now more aware? How has that campaign helped? Tell us through about it.
Yeah, I would actually say that the space still looks so big, as you've said, and you actually admit that you've never even seen this. So people like you are still forming a bulk of the society.
Yeah.
They have never had it.
Yeah.
They have never seen it. They have never even seen anybody using this. So CIRCLEG as a company is trying to change the narrative, is that trying to reach most of the amputees and tell them that that's not the end of the life. It's you are unstoppable. You can actually live a normal life as any other person once you get your prosthetic limb. Yes.
So you're currently working across East Africa.
Yes.
How have partnerships in countries like Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania shaped your approach? Because I know every country is different.
Every country is different. In this case, for them to settle in Kenya, Kenya was abled differently. I would say that.
Yeah. Wow, I just what you did. You're just trying to squeeze it in.
Yes. We work in Kenya. Kenya is the hub, actually, where these other countries are supplied from Kenya.
Yeah.
Being that we are in I'll call it disability space, as most people do call it, it's a space where it's not so much tapped, because you even find insurance companies will pay for your bill up to the point your limb has been amputated. Then they drop you there. So it's kind of a challenge, because most people you meet, yes, they need the item, yes, we've made it affordable to them, but then even the fraction remaining for them to cover, you find ideally most Kenya are not able to cover this, because insurances are not covering this. So it's remaining something which you have to do cash. So it's still becoming heavy on the financial. Yes, on the financial part for the amputee. But now we've tried to reach out. We've run the campaigns twice. One was last year, and the one she's talking about was the year before last year.
Okay.
All this trying to reach a bigger audience. We've even now erected billboards. If I'm right, it would be the only company which has erected a billboard with amputee on the billboard. Yeah, with the idea.
Yeah, I've seen the campaign, and it's like that's what caught my eye. I was like, wait, what? This is, and then social media is such a big platform. Like, you're scrolling and then you see it and you're like, and then the person telling the story is like, hey, yeah, okay, so this is happening in the country, and we are now aware of, like, for me, let me tell you, the only person who I know wears a prosthetic limbs Is that South African guy?
Oscar Pistorius.
Yeah, Oscar.
That's the person like everybody knows.
Yeah, and he's a bit different from this. So what makes your product much more cost effective? Is it the production process? Is it the materials you use? Is it why is it more affordable as compared to what is there in the market currently?
Now, I'll take you back a bit. The intention of the company is to create impact for the amputees.
Okay.
And for them to develop this, they went through, they were looking at the challenges available. What are the challenges these people do face? So they are developing this, having considering the challenges which amputees do undergo. So that's how they came with this. As you can see, I don't know whether you've seen the one for the South African guy. It looks almost like this, but then that is called a blade.
Yeah, it looks like, two knives that are just like this.
Yeah, blade is only meant for running. Actually, when you're done running, you have to remove that and put on something which you can walk with.
Also, can you run with this?
No, this is not. This is for walking.
Oh, this is for walking. Okay, yeah, we want mostly for walking.
This is for walking. So these people developed this. They have tried to use material which are easily available and recyclable, so that we be environmental friendly.
Conscious, yeah.
And that's why the price and also the development part was funded. So that's why we are able to put a price friendly to middle and low income countries.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is this made of? When I say this, I don't know if I need to show my people, because I am so mesmerized by this. I have never in my entire life until today seen, touched, or experienced one. So I'm really, really super excited about this, because so this is made out of plastic, and this is, what material is this?
Expanded polypropylene. Now, the whole component is made up of different materials to come up with a complete one.
Yeah.
Like maybe remove. Yes, just remove. Just one.
Oh,
Yes,
I was so scared.
So you can see the knee. Most people had a problem with the knee. So you find you give people, amputees are given a knees, but then due to our terrain, you give them a knee where they fall on the knee.
Okay.
Most knees who are available in the market, you find they're a single axis knee. It's not lockable. It only moves one direction.
Oh.
Yes. To give a solution for what was a problem with the knee, we came up with this knee. This is a polycentric knee.
Okay.
Polycentric means it has different centers of motion, and it actually mimics the anatomical knee. Anatomical knee is let me call it the normal knee for now.
Okay.
Yes. And as you can see, there is a cap in front. That is
okay.
plastic.
I'm just saying, where is the cap?
Can I hold it?
Yeah, please hold it. I'm just saying,
Now I'll remove this. This is the knee.
Oh.
So in our terrain, we have very rugged terrain in Africa, let me say that.
Yeah.
So you find that most of those who develop this in other countries, they are developing for their country, not having our country in mind.
Yeah.
This is unique in that it was developed with our country in mind.
Okay.
Middle and low income countries in mind. So it's such a stable knee. The knee can flex all the way to around 150 degrees. Which means amputee using this knee can go around their daily movements like normal. They can squat. And for those who are living in the rural areas where the toilets you have to actually squat, the pit latrines, we had that in mind. That's why the flexion is allowed to 150. So they can squat fully like any other person. So the knee came to solve that problem. Wow. That's why we came up with this knee. It's made of plastic, actually.
Oh, it's made of plastic?
This is plastic.
Oh.
But it has some metallic moving parts in it.
Okay.
Like we call this a plastic cup. This will resemble your normal knee. So amputee can kneel. Most people are religious.
Yeah. And there's something that you mentioned. There are some that are below the knee, and then there's some that are above the knee.
Yes.
So this mostly helps if it's above the knee.
Now, above the knee amputation means your knee has been
removed. So we replace with the knee. So this is for above knee amputees. Where it
But what you're using is not like this.
No.
that is below knee, which means amputation is done below the knee. So the knee is left. So they have anatomical knee, but the remaining parts lower than the knee were removed. Yes. So the upper part is plastic, but it has some movement. The pylon, that metallic part, is aluminium. Then the where you're holding, that is expanded polypropylene, but then reinforced with fiberglass.
Wow. This is really, really amazing. And how much would this cost a normal mwananchi? Because now this is our call to insurance companies to start looking at this as a solution for insuring, I mean, this needs to be covered.
Yes. If they would cover it, fine. But then the question on how much it costs, I normally prefer not to answer this directly. But
based on?
Yes, I give you a story behind it so that you will appreciate the price. You see, in this, no, I'll return that, worry not.
No, I just need to know how.
The other way around.
This other side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, you just put it like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Then you clip this one as well so that it's complete. Now, price. Question about price. We would wish to give the value part before I actually mention, because most people will just ask, how much is it? Then they run away.
They make an assumption.
Yes, minus understanding why the price is where it is. Now, our components here, we give you a lifespan of 3 to 5 years, depending on how active an amputee is. Very active can do 3 years. Less active can do 5 years or more, that is, but then we want to cap it at between 3 to 5. Yes. And these components, as you can see, most do not have the leg part, this part here. We try to use the materials which are easily available and which can be recyclable. First, to keep the environment safe. And second, so that we can give that price. Thirdly, to make it fit in the environment where we are. As I told you, this was designed with having us in mind. So we have a polycentric knee here, a knee which mimics your anatomical knee. And we have a foot here, which we call a dynamic foot. Dynamic foot, it's dynamic in a way that it gives energy return while a patient walks. And allow me explain on the foot before I give you the price. Now, we realize that on the foot here, people have had a lot of problems, because for most amputees, the most problem they have is on the foot. In that, what other items which are available on the market, amputee will buy, they may look cost friendly, but then you'll need to replace them after 6 months. So imagine having to spend some amount of your money after each 6 months to replace your foot. In the long run, that will be quite expensive. So they develop also this in a way that it makes it friendly for both the user and the prosthetist fitting this. Now, it's the only foot in the market which is universal. So it can put it to have a left foot or change this
to a right foot.
So with this, we solve the problem of stock holding on the part of the prosthetist side. Because you see, an adult foot will run from around 20 straight to 30. And imagine you have to keep a left and right if you're keeping stock. And you are not able to tell which side of amputee will come. You may keep right side, but then your amputee comes a left side, which means you have to buy another stock, and yet you have another. You have a stock within. So we solve that problem by making the foot universal. So when you keep this, you're not worried on which side, whether PT is left or right. If they walk in your facility, they'll get a foot. Secondly, our foot only comes in 3 sizes. That is small, medium, and large.
And under that category, under each category, we have like another 4 sizes. So let's say what I'm having here is a size M.
Size M is
medium.
Okay.
And it also covers size 24, 25, 26, and 27.
Of an adult?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So instead of keeping size 24, size 25, size 26, size 27, both left and right, you can only keep this one.
Oh, so it's adjustable?
Yes, it's adjustable. The prosthetist will know they have what we call trim lines here. Trim lines here to cut. So if we've solved the problem of having to exchange your leg after every 6 months, and we've also solved the problem of keeping different sizes, and also we've solved the problem of keeping left and right. So give you a best price of this. At above knee will come at around $595, which will translate to around 76,000. Yes, while below knee will be able to give around 46,000.
Wow.
Yes.
So that is quite affordable for a few in the urban setting, but in the rural areas.
Now, I was waiting for you to get surprised of the price. I thought you had done your research on where the price range.
Oh yeah, because I think we had this conversation off air. When I heard that, I was like,
I was waiting for you to get surprised. Like, how possible is that? Now, the category, the quality of this, if you get it in the market from other people, the food itself will not cost how much it's costing. Because if you can do your research, this component will cost around 200,000. Normally.
She also mentioned that at that time, her parents couldn't afford 300,000 just for one foot. And that is a foot that was not, you could not adjust it to the right and left.
You can't.
To the size, she's growing. Wow.
So you say it's becoming expensive. When they grow, you have to change. When they grow, you have to change. When they grow, you have to change. And also the stock holding part. And also the durability is an issue here, which we solved. So you say, as you mentioned, that is affordable for the people living in the city.
Was that a bad assumption?
No, that is an assumption actually. But then I'm not going to blame you because probably you've not heard of this. Probably you didn't compare what's available. I would say that's the best price ever available you will hear. For anybody who's using this, who is listening to us now, they'll actually confirm to you that's the best price available. She did mention their parents could not raise 300K and they were living the rural. So imagine that, giving you this at around 46,000 in urban.
Wow. I love that. I love how you're very conscious of the material that you're using, the longevity of it, the durability, and also the whole aspect of giving a new lease of life to somebody who had probably given up and decided, since I can't raise this amount, I am doomed to use clutches. And you find that a lot of people also get bruises, they also get boils and stuff around their armpits for long time use of clutches, and this is just an amazing product. So CIRCLEG coming into the market for the last 1 year, how has the impact been for the last 1 year?
We have impacted quite a number, and we share the specific number of that. We even have a WhatsApp group to of the people we've impacted, those who have used our system and those who have not used. And we have a number of people. We compare. See, our main is actually to impact amputees. So we compare your life before you started using our component and after you started using that. So our impact has actually reached very far. As I said, we are in Kenya. We're in Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda. You find us there. So we impacted quite a number of lives with this.
Oh, wow. Your story is a story that is told of many. Are there people who cry when they get this leg and they're like, oh my God, finally I can walk? How has that been? Like when now they actually see you using and then them getting one for themselves.
It's a life-changing thing. And, when someone is able to know that they can be able to walk again when they had lost hope in life and they never knew such a thing can happen to them.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. It's also, happiness, it's a mixture of all these things.
Yeah.
And them trying now to figure out what's the next step. How long will it take me as an amputee to be able to walk again?
Oh, but that's a very good... how long does it take for, the process of assessment to actually now start wearing a foot? How long is that process?
Right. Actually noted, I missed, I didn't mention that to you.
No, it's okay.
Yes. Ideally, the process will take like 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh,
Ideally,
that's short.
Oh, 3 weeks is short. No, okay, 3 weeks looks short, but comparing that, having in mind that it's 3 weeks of somebody not walking is such a long time.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yes. The ideal one will take...
I've always thought it takes like 6 months to a year before, a prosthetic leg is fit to you. It's custom made to fit you. So when I say 3 weeks in my mind, I'm like, that's a bit short than what I had in mind.
Now, ideally it's supposed to take between, 2 to 3 weeks. But then there's another problem we did solve. So we've reduced this time by 70%. 70% out of 3 weeks. What are you remaining with?
Please. Some communication.
some 4 days.
Sabu apana.
You're going to do like some 4 days or a week. Now we've solved that in a way that allow me pull this again.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 weeks,
the
prosthetist will be spending much of their time making this section the cover.
Oh.
This will take the longest of their time. And the material available, they normally make this from foam, like a mattress. So you buy that and try to shape like this. First, it's a health hazard on their part, because when you're going to shape that, it emits a lot of fine dust.
Yeah.
Which is not even healthy for the prosthetist using that. And even after taking all that time, they will not bring a shape into this. It won't be something closer to this. We are the only company which comes with this section pre-shaped.
Oh.
So you just clip it in like this. Just clip it in and you're done. So the 5 days or 1 week remaining is to make what we call a socket. As I mentioned, socket is where you put your residual limb in.
Yeah.
So the remaining days is just to make the socket. Then you attach the socket here. When your socket is ready, you're probably done. Yes. So we've reduced it from 3 weeks to like 4 days. Wow. Real time.
I'm just mesmerized by what you guys are doing. Me, by the way, first of all, that leg. So you're just doing, when you're saying limbs, you're talking about legs and hands. Do we have hands yet? Amabado.
Now, as I mentioned before, this is a company which developed, these are developed in-house in response to the problems the amputees had. So we had to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So
those are your futuristic plans.
Yes, as research had shown it that most are amputated, the legs are amputated. So we started from where there were many people. So we started with the leg. So their developments will come one day to hands. Hands are there, not so many though. So we started to create impact where so many people were. That's why we opted to start with the leg.
Yeah, because a lot of people lose their limbs from disease, born like that,
diabetes, congenital, then road traffic accidents.
There's also cancer.
Oh wow. Wow, you're doing the work of the Lord. So we've seen how, we've actually talked about how prosthetic care is often overlooked in health conversations. So what role does access to mobility play in achieving a broader health and economic outcome? So what this access to mobility, because this just opens another whole load of conversation around being able to achieving health and economic outcomes. How has that been for you as CIRCLEG?
Can I answer that? Now, health and we said health and
mobility. Yes. Access to mobility.
Health and access to mobility. Remember, when a person loses their limb, chances are probably their job is even going to go. and them moving around becomes very difficult. So we are restoring you. We want to impact your life to look as normal as possible. So CIRCLEG has come up to enable you get back to the best possible life, which you can have post amputation.
Yeah.
We're not giving you. Oh, we are giving you a limb. I had to edit whatever I was going to say. we are giving you a limb to restore you so that we enable you to move normally, so that you don't need people to push you around on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
To move around. Let's say somebody has to assist you, go to the loo, go to the market. Whenever you're going to the market, you have to weigh, will my wheelchair be accessible where I'm going? Will I find a place to put it? Who is going to push me around? So we are restoring your mobility by giving you a limb to walk on.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be running your daily activity normally like any other person. Yes.
I remember you had a call to action for companies. We were talking about how when you're talking about diversity and inclusivity of people with disabilities into workspaces. And I don't know if you guys have experienced this challenge where, due to job, when you lose a leg, you're not able to access maybe the same facilities like before. Like if it was easy for you to climb the stairs, it becomes very difficult. So what's your call to companies in adapting and helping people with, amputees, and before they get that leg and after they get what support would they require from the companies?
I think to answer that question is I'd want, first of all, these people or even organizations to know that mobility is not a luxury, especially for amputees. This is it's a right. We need to be given, an opportunity to be able to work, to be able to contribute, to society, and given chances where we are considered, we are included, then it makes everything easier. I know of organizations that are trying, to ensure in terms of movement. Let's say if they have areas that are not will not enable an amputee to pass. Maybe they have like a ramp, or they have lifts that kind of makes life easier. But I would let them know that more needs to be done, and they just need to include this category of persons with disability, because for the longest I feel this category of such persons with disability have been neglected. People haven't known like this category of people who've lost their limbs, and they need an opportunity, they need chances. But how do we accommodate them? How do we ensure they are part of the community? How do we ensure that they also contribute? Because they are human beings just like any other person.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot that needs to be done, but first of all is to give them a chance, and also just make their environment conducive, make their environment accessible. It's not something that we can do today, and be done with it, but it's one day at a time.
Yeah. Wow. I remember we were talking about insurance companies and how affordable this product is, and how insurance companies need to look at it as something that they need to put under for cover. What other challenges do you guys experience besides that?
I would say, of course, the cost part is the major thing, but also when it comes to this, I would say the psychosocial, bit of it, because you want someone to work with you. You want someone to make you understand that this is possible.
Yeah.
Everything can work out at the long run. Because you can acquire a prosthetic leg, as expensive as it is, but again, you have not, embraced who you are. You've not accepted who you are. It becomes a bit of a challenge. And I think what the other challenge I would say is just we need to create more awareness, because we feel like we are here in Nairobi, yes, we are creating all this awareness, but what of someone who is in Turukana, someone who is in Samburu, how will this kind of information reach out to them? And that's why we have platforms like, Icon, that reaches to a different category of people, and we are just trying to figure out how do we, continue creating more awareness.
More
on this
awareness,
end.
yeah.
So maybe he can elaborate more on any other challenge.
Yeah. What are Kenyans, when you tell people, especially families, we can give your child a leg, what is your first reaction?
You see, in our space, rather in Kenya, since I did mention low and middle income countries, so you find most people in that space will use the available resources on the normal daily running, like say food, taking kids to school, something like that. So when you want to mention to them that we have this which we can offer, the first becomes the family will have to decide, are they splitting their resources to buy this, or they are going to buy the basic ones like food or take the kids to school. This rehabilitation comes at the back of their plan. Whether it's insurance, it's considered last. SHA is not doesn't consider it completely. Not even last. So when you come to the families as well,
I just love how you're like, you've just given up. Like SHA is not even like at a high court, they have not even thought about it.
They've not.
This is a fact.
Maybe I don't know.
Those who are using these will tell you. So even for them who have to acquire this, they will acquire, but then it takes a very long time. Their mega resources, they again have to put some aside to buy this. So it's like, by the mentioning that, unaona mtu tu amechoka tayari. Are we going to acquire this? Then sometimes you see they are coming for a limb after going through so many cycles. Let's say you are insured. Yes, your insurance is paid for you up to the point that you are amputated. At this point, then nobody tells you that, okay, there is this limb you can get. That communication, we are trying to bring it there, but I think we have not reached so many people as well. We are trying to do as much as possible.
It's like specs. We need to kama tu specs tu. Kama macho haioni. Haioni. Kama mguu itembei ipewa mguu,
It should be that. It should be that. But then when you have a discussion on rehabilitation part, then they say it drags. So even in their families where ideally they need this, but then for them making a decision from the point of first contact to the point of they're buying this, you find there's a lot of time elapsing in between. First, because they're looking for resources, or second, because they first need to convince themselves that they need this. And also you'll find that sometimes they have got previous ones which never served them well. I told you, for us to come back to come with the limb which can last 3 to 5 years, we looked at where the problem is. So you find somebody has been exposed to this problem, like you bought a limb, it took you 6 months. You bought another one, took you another 6 months. Now it's like you want to compare buying the limb or buying crutch. Yes.
You go for the cheaper option.
There's where we are getting a problem.
Okay. So I love how you said it. Like it's a problem that you've already solved. It's just now we need more awareness, that telling people we've thought about it, we've seen where the loopholes are, and we have a solution for it. Do you have aftercare support?
Yes, we do that, and allow her to talk on it.
So basically what we're trying to do is to create a community.
Come a bit closer to your mic.
So basically what we're trying to do is to create, a community of amputees who have embraced themselves. They are empowered in community because, as we had mentioned earlier, it takes a toll on someone, both physically, mentally, spiritually. You feel like it's the end of the world. But for us, we look at it like this is a second chance that you've been given in life. But you need to know that you're not alone. And so what we are doing, like the aftercare, one of the things we are doing is something called psychosocial support. Where we are in partnership with KISE, Kenya Institute of Special Education, and we have sessions monthly where we invite the group members in our WhatsApp group to just have conversation around what are the challenges that we are facing as amputees. What struggles have I probably gone through that I was able to overcome that I can share with someone else who will be able to also overcome. What, like just basically our stories and our experiences. Maybe there's like personally for me, there's a time that I fell, I had my stamp, and, you know, I got to ask the members, like, have you ever fell? What did you do? You know, just sharing such experiences.
Yeah.
And for the WhatsApp group, it's not just us meeting for the psychosocial support meetings alone,
Yeah.
but we also share, you know, general information on how do you take care of your liner, you know, your residual limb, because if you don't take care of it and it's part of your body,
Yeah.
then it means that you're neglecting it, and in the long run it will come with its own, you know, things that you're not proud of.
Oh, wow.
Like even just washing your residual limb, you know, for me to even be here and talk
Yeah.
to both of you,
Yeah.
it means that I have taken care of it. It's not smelling, it's
Yeah.
not, you know, I don't know.
The basic hygiene.
Yeah,
is
basic hygiene
is crucial. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what we do there is share, you know, this general information and encourage one another.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I
Yeah.
love your story. I love how intentional you are, and how and you know, one thing we talk about innovation in Africa is Africa can solve its own problems. Like we don't. I love what you said earlier about the innovation is tailored to fit our market.
Yes.
You know, Africa is capable of solving our own issues, and I love that. So what are the future plans? As in, I know we talked about hands a bit, but are there other product line that you guys may have in mind in future? Ama bado tuko tu hapa kwa limbs.
No. As I said, this is where we started, but we want to be like all
inclusive.
Yes, all inclusive. We started with where there was a major problem, rather bigger problem, or where there were so many. So once we've done this, there are discussions currently underway to add on. Like our component now is only for adults. Not that kids are not amputated; they are amputated, but then there were not so many. So we started where we concentrated where there are many numbers who needed to be assisted. So we started from that.
Yeah.
So later on we'll develop for kids as well, and then develop even upper limb. It is a work in progress.
Okay, what's an upper limb?
Oh. The leg is lower limb. The hands are upper limbs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. And how can our audience support CIRCLEG, and whether as partners, volunteers, or champions of CIRCLEG? How can we support you?
You'll go first.
Yeah, go first then.
So what we are trying to do, because we want to see as many amputees being empowered, we want them to be able to have, you know, accessibility to mobility and be able to move around. So if you're an individual, you're an organization, you can always get in touch with us. And let's say probably you've spotted an amputee specifically at a specific region and you want to sponsor them.
Or even have them in their own companies.
Yeah, probably they do. Yeah, so they can reach out to us, and then we'll be able to, you know, ensure like the whole process has been outlined to them, and just shown them how, you know, when they should begin, you know, the process of acquiring their prosthetic leg, to now them also being able to join our WhatsApp group if this is something they are open to, and us working with them in this journey as they navigate in life. So it could be an individual, or maybe you just want to donate, maybe you have some funds. Still, you can reach out to us. I don't know if we are allowed to share our number.
Everything. Just share it out there.
Yeah. So I'll start with our email. Our email is at sales at CIRCLEG.world. Then our phone number is 0758 948096. I'll repeat the number again. 0758 948096. And our email is sales at CIRCLEG.world. Reach out to us, and you'll be able to change someone else's life, empower them, and make them be productive people in society. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So for any support, just reach out through their email, call the number that she's just mentioned, and we'll put this on our links as we put it out as well. But as I know you're about to go and host our support session, and the support session, is it all inclusive? Is it also including people who just want to be supporters, or is it just for people who've been who've acquired, or at least are willing to acquire?
I think for now, it's just the members that we have are people who've already acquired,
Okay.
and they're using prosthetic limbs.
Mm-hmm.
And they are trying to figure out who they are, what do they want to do, the things they want to do in life, and then just embracing who they are, their new reality. And so they need someone to just work with them. But probably in the future, we'll be able to include other people, because we just want to make it like a safe space where they are free to share experiences, they are free to share, their journeys, and trying to figure out, where they are and where they want to be. And so for us to make it a safe space, then we need to have, specific people. But I know in the future we'll be able to accommodate other people once like the group members are also free to share. Because, if you have people who are not going through the same experiences, someone will be like, they'll not understand my journey. And it's something that we are working on. How do we ensure also a larger group of people are able to be part of that, and giving also the amputees an opportunity to still share their stories? Because not everyone is in that same level that I am, for example, where they're willing to share their stories, they're willing to show off their leg. There are those who are still struggling with self-esteem, with just acceptance, and embracing who they are generally.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You mentioned earlier, you've partnered with a couple of hospitals. Are you able to mention where and how accessible the prosthetics are?
Right, thank you for that. Let me take you back a bit when you did ask if companies would wish to assist. We have what we call freedom of mobility.
Okay.
And in this, a company, or rather an individual, let's say you have an amputee you want to support, you just reach out and we tell you how we walk that journey, or you just have the responsibility. You just have some cash and you need this cash to touch the lives of some amputee. In that case, you can bring the cash in, then we'll connect with the amputees we have in our database who are not able to acquire this, but then they need it. Yes, so you bring the cash, you give them the component.
Okay. That's a very good initiative. I know a lot of companies would be willing to do that.
Yeah, that is super. We welcome them so that we touch the lives of amputees together. Now, you also did ask, where would you find our components? We're already working with different organizations. If you're in Nairobi, you can find it at KNH, Clinic or prosthetic workshop. You just mentioned CIRCLEG. They'll give you this. Apart from that, you'll find us at LIMS. LIMS is a prosthetist workshop. You find it in Kasarani. Just walk in there, mention you want CIRCLEG, they'll give you. There's another organization, we call it Walk to Life in Upper Hill. You go there, mention you want CIRCLEG, you'll get CIRCLEG from there. If you are in Eldoret, you can go to St. Luke's. St. Luke's rehabilitation part, you just mention you need CIRCLEG, they'll give you CIRCLEG. When you are in the one in Eldoret will cover most of that region as well. If you're not able to get to Nairobi, you'll be sorted there. If you happen to be in Mombasa, APDK Mombasa can assist you with this. Or if you're in Malindi, you'll find we have a correspondent there called the guy is called Bomani. I've forgotten the name of the organization. I'm sharing with you shortly. Yeah, if you're in Malindi, just near Malindi County Hospital, you walk in there, mention you need CIRCLEG, they'll give you CIRCLEG. Yes.
Oh wow. That's amazing. So that is just in Kenya.
That is in Kenya. Yes, that is in Kenya.
So you'll soon go to Central. You'll soon go to, or Central is covered by Nairobi.
No, Central we are already in discussion. You go to Diocese of Meru. The office is there. They have a facility. You mention CIRCLEG, they'll give you the CIRCLEG components.
Okay. Let me ask you, Meg.
Yes.
Do you get stairs? Because me, by the way, the level of shock that I'm actually holding one.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do get stairs. I'll just give maybe two examples. There was a time I was in the supermarket, and there was this particular child who saw me, and he was shouting and telling the mom, nataka mguu kama yako.
Unajua unakaa Robocop by the way. You know, kids see this and like, my son would be like, can I get this?
Yeah. And you see the mother was, I could see how she was shocked, confused.
Yeah.
She didn't know what to do. Should I beat this child? Should I just carry him and take him outside? And so I had to, buy something from the shelves and then just go back to that child and tell him, I'll show your mom where I bought mine. So you have this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And I love how innocent kids are. They see something nice, but then they, it looks like something that they would really love, like Robocops, Batman, things. So they are more inclined. Children are not very judgmental.
They're not.
Adults, tunakuangalia kwanza, tunataka kuuliza maswali, and then you're like, do we not?
Yeah. And then with the adults, of course, I have faced the same stares. So what I normally do, I create videos during the weekend, not every other weekend, but once in a while, where I love fashion, as I mentioned. So I wear different outfits, just my own outfits, and show people that we can also dress up, we can also look good. And most of the times when I'm doing those catwalks, I could see the way people are looking at me. Imagine in CBD.
You do this
in CBD, yes.
That is confidence overloaded.
Exactly. And so I can see how people are looking at me and wondering, is she going to fall? Is she okay? Is she out of her mind to even do something like this? And this is conversations that we normally have with my photographer, because there are things he notices that I don't notice. So I'd be moving, let's say, from this point to that point, and him is already seeing someone else. So he'll start just laughing, and I'm like, what's up? Look at that person. They're just staring and wondering, what are you doing even being here? And I think it's because I've embraced who I am. So for me, the stares do not bother me now. They don't make me question my worth, because I am in a better space, I'm in a better place. And I hope to be impactful, to also help other people going through the same, to know that they can also, appear on billboards. They can also walk just the way I'm walking and be who they want to be.
That's amazing. So if you could leave our listeners with one thought about sustainability and inclusion today, what would it be?
Well, let's make the world a better place. And it starts with me and you. For us to, achieve certain things in life, we have to work together. Let's come together as people, like-minded individuals, organizations. Let's embrace different kinds of persons with disability, especially this category of persons with disability, amputees. And let's just make the world a better place. There's so much chaos, there's so much negativity, but we can make a difference and make it a better place. Wow. I think that's what I leave them with.
John, what would that be?
Just before that, just another institutions where you can find this. Bungoma County Referral Hospital, mention CIRCLEG. Kinondo Kwetu Hospital in Diani, mention CIRCLEG, you'll get it. Kairat in Kilifi, you mention CIRCLEG, they'll give you. And then Prism Orthopedics in Malindi.
Oh, wow.
You just walk in there. They'll assist you with this. And apart from that, any closest or prosthetic workshop you can walk into, we've talked to quite a number of prosthetists. So just mention you need CIRCLEG, they'll be able to get in touch with us.
Okay. Yes. Wow. You guys are doing an amazing job. So what would be that one thing that you could leave our listeners with about inclusion and sustainability, and you as a representative of CIRCLEG?
Inclusion, if I start with that, inclusion, as you say, inclusion, sustainability. The people who are amputated are still part of us, and they're just normal people, abled differently. So as a company, as a CIRCLEG, we want to reach out, to touch as many lives as we can. Probably we are not able to do this alone. So other organization will come on board if you're interested to help us walk this journey. We'd invite you. And then anybody who can assist, or rather anybody who needs a limb, CIRCLEG will give you something which is sustainable, price wise. It's then durability you have cover for that, so it's durable and cost effective. Yes, it's comparable to whatever is available now.
Yeah. All right. So what would you tell people? What would you tell guys? As in, are we a greener future?
We are in the future already.
Oh, we are in the future already.
The future is now.
All right. Thank you so much, Meg and John, for being such amazing. In fact, you've noticed we didn't even go for any music break because it was like I was just mesmerized that we had an simply as just, solutions are very easy. Like, if you want to do something great for this world, just provide a solution for something that people really need.
A lasting solution.
Yeah, a lasting solution.
Yes.
And I love the analogy that you gave of people in the rural areas. When they're using the pit latrines, they need to squat. And you don't know how difficult that is when you don't have one leg. Like I can imagine how difficult it can be, because when your toe finger is hit, you're paralyzed. You feel like the world has come to an end.
Yeah.
But having a solution that is enabling somebody to just access the toilet, brilliant. Really, really amazing. And I keep saying this. Africa is capable of building its own solutions. We do not need more apps. We need more solutions that are tailor-made to our problems. And thank you so much for letting us know what CIRCLEG is all about and the campaigns that you're running. And I know they are very successful, and that's the reason why you're on a media tour, just being able to raise awareness on this, because now our audience is now aware. Like, let me first say, me as Wanjira, I'm now aware of what, like, I was even shocked that there's even a course on, because I have, like I said, I've never seen this. So this is really amazing, especially in our local market. So probably it's because I've not seen anyone in it. And it's really, really amazing. So thank you so much, guys. And I wish you all the best. And I know this is just the beginning, and your campaigns will become something big and something, because a lot of people are in need of this. It's just that the people who need to support them are not aware yet.
Yeah.
But with more awareness, with more visibility, it's going to be a great product in the market. So thank you so much for joining us on Sustainability Connect on Icon Radio. And we love talking about the social aspect of the environment, social and governance, because now this is where real impact happens. Who are the people that you're talking to? Who are the people being impacted by the solutions that you're creating? How are the products interacting with the environment, and how safe are they for the people that we're interacting with? So thank you so much for making sustainability. Thank you so much, John, and we wish you all the best in all your endeavors. And this has been a great, great, great conversation on Icon Radio, number one entertainment plug. Up until next week on Wednesday, such a time as this, from 10 to 12. This is your environmental steward, Wanjira Maganjo, and God bless you. We wish you God's blessings in this new week, and may you receive all the blessings that you deserve. So thank you, guys, and goodbye.
Bye.
Why?